just go for it. Like do whatever it is that has to be done to push it. And of course, it was like almost like a weekly panic attack about what am I doing? Like I went to school for biomedical engineering. I spent 12 years being an exceptional student, getting all, straight A's so that I could go to school and learn, a real career path. And here I am like starting a car rental company, you know? Like went from like every Jewish mother's dream to her worst nightmare, in in basically like what, a few months.
Yeah.
Uh, and I was that stereotype of like the guy who after college just goes back to live with his parents. So all of that was part of the equation.
And I think another part of the equation left out was if you're not embarrassed by your first product, then you launch too late, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I say
Like,
that all the time. Like,
so
well, I didn't come up with it, but like I
no,
repeat it
it's
to
not,
my team,
it's not an OG term that Ray came up with, but it's been around for some time. But I think it's a good thought. Is like, I think the responsibility thing, you made a good point about there's never a time where you're going to have more or less responsibility. Just things scale, but people hold on to a lot more things than they need to. Like they've got some kind of club that they're in, that they're on the board, or they've got this thing. Like you don't necessarily need to be doing those things. Like the only things you really need to do is like be a family member, be a father, whatever it may be. But like those are kind of like required things. Like if you have a kid, like you've got to be a parent. Like, you can't just be like, oh well, actually we're gonna say otherwise. Some people can do that, but that's their own parameter. But what I'm really getting at is I think the only thing that doesn't go away is the fear of embarrassment. And you've got to shed yourself of that if you want to really do something. Because the responsibility thing you can remove, add, but the embarrassment part, that's always going to be a barrier entry, no matter how old you are. If you're 22, 35, 55, maybe if you get a little older, you're like, oh, I don't really care about getting embarrassed. Like, oh, I'm going to die in 10 years. But the the embarrassment part is always there.
I think what you, yeah, that's the key part. I'll actually do a quick caveat. I've got a friend. Um, I think he's one of the best entrepreneurs I've ever met. I've got I'm not going to name him, but he's just exceptional. The way his mind thinks and the way that he's willing to take risks is unlike anything I've ever seen. But it translates into basically everything that he does. So like I'll be out with him, and we'll just be going, I don't know, going to the gym or doing something normal. And he'll just, you'll see a beautiful girl in the street and he'll just be like, I want to go talk to her. And he goes and he just goes and talks to her. And like 9 times out of 10, he gets rejected, but he doesn't care. You know, that one time he gets the yes, it's like the most beautiful girl you've ever seen. And he went for it and he was okay being embarrassed. He was okay, you know, not looking his best. And guess what? The cool thing as someone who sees that from the outside, and I really do think that we live in a very forgiving society and a very forgiving group of people. We all expect that everyone makes fun of us or looks down on us way more than they actually do.